everyone, this is Afsha, English teacher at Ahlebaiyat High School and Junior College. Welcome back to my class. Today we are going to start with the Unit 6 of Class 8 and the theme of our unit is Art and Culture. So we all know that this unit will be consisting of part A, B and C. So now let us move forward towards the part A, that is the story of Ikat. Bell rang for the next class. The small break before the next class was enough for the children. They moved around and started chatting. So this is a story that have taken place in the school because it is mentioning about the ringing of the bell, right? It is saying that the bell rang for the next class. It means that one period was over and the other was about to begin. The small break before the next class was enough for the children. They moved around and started chatting. The mandatory 5 minutes was over and the teacher did not come. Even after the break, the teacher did not come over there. The children started wondering, Ramya, do you think Janki teacher is absent? So the children, they got curious to know whether their teacher, whose name was Janki, was present or not. So they started inquiring from one another and one of the students said that, Ramya, do you think that Janki teacher is absent? Ramya, looking out of the classroom, said, how do I know? A few students were grinning. Everyone knew Ramya loved Janki teacher who taught them social studies. So here Janki teacher was the teacher who used to deal with social studies. And one of the students whose name was Ramya, she was very fond of Janki teacher. That is what the reason other students were asking her. Suddenly they noticed the teacher carrying bundles of cloth walking towards the class. A few of them dashed to help her. They all liked her as she was fair to everyone and was never partial to one student. The brilliant red and black checked rumals, shawls with black and blue geometric patterns caught the attention of the class as the teacher handed over the material to the eager helpers. So while the discussion was going on that the teacher is present or absent, suddenly they saw that the teacher is arriving, right, carrying bundles of some cloths in her hand. So their curiosity increased. They really wanted to know what are the materials that the teacher is carrying. And one fact was they all were very fond of that teacher because she was very fair with everyone and she was not at all partial with any of the students. She pinned them neatly on the soft board and the drab class suddenly looked vibrant. Teacher, what are these fabrics? Why did you bring them? Children pelted her with questions. So the teacher, what she did, she neatly pinned those cloths on the board, we can say, right? And immediately the students started asking her numerous questions like, what is this cloth? Why you have bring this cloth to our class and etc. She smiled and wrote on the blackboard, Textiles of India, Ikat of Andhra Pradesh. So she simply smiled and she just wrote on the board, Textiles of India, Ikat of Andhra Pradesh. No one could spell Ikat. Someone yelled Ikat and a few children giggled. Janki teacher said it is pronounced I as in it, Ka as in Kamala and T as TH in both. So what happened? As soon as the teacher wrote Ikat, students were unable to pronounce this word because they don't know that word was new for them. So the teacher, Janki teacher, helped them out to pronounce the word by saying that here, so you should pronounce I as it will be in it. So from it you need to take the pronunciation of I so that it will be E, right? Then for Ka, you should go for Kamala. So from Kamala you can take Ka. So E, Ka. And for this T, you have to pronounce this TH sound. So altogether it will become Ikat. Is an Indonesian term meaning to bind or to knot. So the meaning of Ikat is to bind or to knot. The class fell silent. Ramya asked, Teacher, are these fabrics from Indonesia? So as the teacher said that this is the term taken from the Indonesian language, immediately Ramya asked that are these fabrics brought from Indonesia? Teacher shook her head and said, Children, can anyone remember seeing designs like this? So teacher just simply shook her head and started asking that, do anyone remember about these clothes? I mean, have you ever witnessed such kind of clothes in your life? Raghav said, "Teacher, the pattern on the rumal is similar to the one on my mother's sari, though the colors are not the same." Janki was pleased. So Raghav and another student, he said, yes, the design or the pattern that is there on the rumal is very similar to my mother's sari, but the colors are different, but the pattern is very similar. For this, Janki was very pleased. She persisted, "Can anyone tell me the name of the place? It is close to our state capital. There I gave you a clue." The children started shouting names of all the towns in the state. In the midst of the babble, someone said Nalgonda and the teacher said, "Correct. It is Pochampalli, village in Nalgonda district." Everyone immediately connected to the name. "Teacher, we forgot. We could not link. We all know Pochampalli." Teacher said, "Quite. Let me tell you the story of Ikat. It is a story of our handlooms." So the students, they got very curious and they started saying the names of the different countries. Like they said Nalgonda. Immediately the teacher said, yes, these Pochampalli fabrics are from Nalgonda district only. So they got very curious, so they were asking questions continuously. Then after some time the teacher stopped them and said, "Let me tell you the story of Ikat. It is the story of our handlooms." What are handlooms? Ahmed was the first to voice the question in everyone's mind. As soon as the teacher said that it is a story of our handlooms, there was one student whose name was Ahmed. He was the first to ask what's the meaning of handlooms. Teacher gazed around the class and said, "A hand-operated loom which weaves and has been weaving fabrics for centuries." So the teacher gave the definition very beautifully and in a very easier way. And she says that handloom, what is it actually? It is a hand operated loom, okay, which weaves, which have the capacity to weave the cloths and has been weaving fabrics for centuries. In the race with the machine, we have forgotten our heritage. So in today's era, textiles are also made with the help of machineries, but previously it was all the handmade. She fell silent and the children recognized her pensive mood and kept silent. Someone hesitantly asked, "Teacher, you mentioned the story of Ikat." Janaki began, "It is called Chitiki in Telugu, Patola in Gujarati and simply Ikat in Oriya." So Janki, as soon as one of the students said that, "The teacher, you are explaining us the story of Ikat, right? So please start with that." So immediately Janki started saying the story. She started in a very beautiful way by saying that it is called Chitiki in Telugu, Patola in Gujarati and simply Ikat in Oriya. Children's attention was divided between her words and the fabrics. As she opened a silk patola sari from Patan, Gujarat, it had a red design on a black background with rows of flowers in the border. The simple leaf design repeated across the body and the flowers in the border created a mesmerizing effect. So the children, they got distracted between the words said by the teacher and the fabrics. Then after some time the teacher started opening those fabrics and the first she opened was the silk patola sari. That was very beautiful and very mesmerizing actually, and the design has been given like it was having a red color design on a black background with flowers on the border and etc. The teacher said, "Are you thinking about the word ikat or tie and dye while you are looking at the fabrics?" So the teacher started inquiring, by seeing these fabrics, what is the thing that is striking in your mind? Are you people thinking about the ikat or you are thinking about the tie and dye method? What can be the origin of this word? No one answered but looked expectantly as she continued. In hand weaving, we have threads stretched lengthwise called wap and threads intersecting them widthwise called weft. So now the teacher started explaining them, right? So when we are going to weave the cloths with our hand, we will be having two kinds of threads, we can say. The first one that will be stretched lengthwise, that will be called as wap, and the second that is intersecting them with widthwise, so these will be called as weft. Imagine the graph sheet and the x-axis and the y-axis and how they crisscross to form square motifs. Ahmed was excited. Teacher, wap is stretched along y-axis and weft along x-axis. The class was thrilled as a new understanding came. So now the teacher started explaining that to understand this WAP and WEF more closely, we should make a graph sheet. So where we can plant WAP at one side on one axis and WEF at one axis. Then we can combine them like this we can say, but it should be more closer, a network like structure which will really create a fabric. Janaki said, in Ikat, the threads are carefully sorted, WAP and WEF divided into bundles, then tied with locally available waterproof materials like plastic sheets, rubber strips from car and bicycle tires, then dropped into color. So she started explaining the process in more details. She said that at first WAP and WEF will be divided into bundles and then they will be tied with the local waterproof material. It may be the plastic sheets, it may be the rubber from the tires or the bicycle tires or the car tires we can say. Then they will be dropped into color in order to color the fabric. Once you untie the knots, you can see white threads dotted with color at intervals. Ravi said, teacher, how do they know way to tie the knots? So the question was how the people know how to tie the knots, way to tie the knots and etc. Janaki smiled. The ties indicate the design we want. We can look at a design or a motif and a tie. Ravi looked puzzled. It did not seem simple. That was very complicated. Ravi, you are absolutely right. So when Ravi said that it does not look quite simple, the teacher immediately said that you are absolutely right. Because it is not easy. First you have to count the threads, then measure the distance, then calculate when to repeat a pattern. Only then you can tie the knots. That is the final step actually. Teacher, it seems like difficult maths, Ramya said. So this little girl Ramya said that it looks very complicated just like the mathematics. Correct. Viewers may not be formally educated but have complex calculations at their fingertips. They draw patterns on the graphs and copy them on the threads. So what did the teacher continue? She said that yes, exactly. The weavers, they are not formally educated. They don't have any formal education. But they are very sharp. They just made the calculations on fingertips. They draw patterns on the graphs and copy them on the threads. That is not a joke actually. Janaki continued, just close your eyes and imagine. Threads stretched out long with dots of different colors shining. I have seen such a sight in villages of Nalgonda, someone said. Teacher, the dots are like raindrops. Chukka, that is how the name Chitiki Rumal. This was the favorite headgear of the fishermen and other laborers. It was also the towel on the shoulders of traders in Gujarat. So what happened? Now the teacher asked them to close their eyes and try to imagine about these cloths. Students started doing that. She suddenly thought of another explanation. She asked, children, when you have to measure a small quantity of a material, you use a specific word in Telugu. So the teacher was bringing the students' talent here. This time Ramya answered promptly, Chittikedu. And before she completed, comprehension was written large on every child's face. Teacher, Chitki means small, and small dots of color which are characteristics of Ikat. They chorused. The class was jubilant. They were able to come up with an original explanation for a historical phrase. So the teacher, she started explaining them in a very innovative and a creative way. She said that try to recall the word that will be called for small in Telugu language. So immediately Ramya said Chittikedu, and even other students, they also joined her. The chorus answers was coming. They all were saying Chitiki, it means small. So they started relating that word with the Ikat fabric. When trade was vigorous with other nations in South East Asia, tie and dye or chitiki as lengths of fabric was a favorite export item, both in silk and cotton. She said there are other interesting stories on Ikat. Different regions fight about its origin. Did it travel from Gujarat to South or vice versa? Did it first originate in the coastal belt of Andhra Pradesh and travel to Nalgonda? So there is one more important and an interesting story about the Ikat, that people fight for its origin. Some people says that it originates from Gujarat and it have been traveled to south, and some says the vice versa. It means that they believe that it started from south and then it traveled to Gujarat. On the other hand, some people believe that it was originated in the coastal belt of Andhra Pradesh and traveled to Nalgonda. Again, here also the vice versa was there. There is no systematic historical documentation to resolve this dispute. The class was fully attentive now. So, there is no particular evidence that from which place this fabric was originated. So, the class was becoming more attentive and curious now. For Raksha Bandhan, the tying of the knot was only done by yellow and red Ikat dyed threads. In our tradition, tying the knot is sacred. So, the teacher continued by saying that in Raksha Bandhan, normally it will be not knotted or weaved with yellow and red colors, and maybe this has a relation to tying and dyeing process, but in parts of Gujarat, Maharashtra and Deccan, designs in Ikat were very much influenced by Muslim culture. The bell was ringing, but the class was lost in the period where vibrant colors and compelling stories were woven into beautiful fabrics. So the teacher continued by saying that it is our Hindu tradition of tying and dyeing, but we can also say that in many countries or many states, many places of Deccan, culture was influenced by Muslim culture actually. The bell was ringing, but the students, they were all lost in the words spoken by the teacher. They were busy with the vibrant colors and compelling stories that were woven into beautiful fabrics. I hope you all have understood this lesson, and I hope you got a clear idea about the Ikat, what is it, how it got originated, what is the importance of that cloth, and etc. So let us stop it here itself, and we will continue in our next class. Thank you.